Good morning, students. In this presentation, we will discuss about somatic embryogenesis. In this presentation, we will discuss about what is the introduction of somatic embryogenesis, what is somatic embryogenesis, which are the factors which affect somatic embryogenesis, what are the types of somatic embryogenesis, and the next is conclusion. So first, introduction. What is plant embryogenesis? Plant embryogenesis is the process which produces an embryo from a zygote by asymmetric cell division and differentiation of undifferentiated cells into mature tissues and organs. So what is somatic embryogenesis? Somatic embryogenesis is an artificial process in which a plant or embryo is derived from a single somatic cell. Somatic embryos are formed from plant cells which are not normally involved in the development of embryos. In somatic embryogenesis, no formation of endosperm or seed coat around a somatic embryo. Embryos which are formed by somatic embryogenesis are called embryoids. This process was first discovered in Dacus carota by Stewart and Reinert in 1959. The most basic requirement for embryo development is the physical and chemical environment, which is available only inside the magic bath of embryo sac. In vitro embryos can also be developed if we provide the nutritional conditions which are available in magic bath. The process of somatic embryogenesis is depicted in this figure. First, somatic cells. In somatic cells, cell divisions occur and the formation of vacuolate cell take place. Then from this vacuolate cell, one cell is formed, then two cell embryo is formed, four cell embryo is formed, then different stages are formed like octane stage, dermatogen stage, early globular, and in last linear cotyledon stage is formed. So this is the process of somatic embryogenesis. Now what are the factors which affect somatic embryogenesis? First is explant. Explant is used as a source material to form somatic embryos. So there are different types of explants which can be used. There are very responsive plants such as carrot, in which any part of the plant can be used to induce embryogenic cultures. There are some very recalcitrant plants such as cereals and legumes in which explant varies even within the genetical identical species. Then different types of explants which can be used in somatic embryos are first immature zygotic embryos in fluorescence cell suspension cultures, petioles, protoplast, leaves, stems, roots, etc. Now plant growth regulators also affect the formation of embryos. First, auxin. Auxin is 2,4-D has been the best synthetic auxin used for inducing somatic embryos. Plant growth regulators in the tissue culture medium can be manipulated to induce callus formation and subsequently changed to induce embryos to form callus. So first, auxin. Continuous supply of auxin causes embryogenic cells to divide without the appearance of embryos. Witherhell in 1971 have suggested that continuous supply of auxin induces endogenous ethylene production which suppresses embryo development. So embryogenic cells after the treatment with auxin must be transferred to auxin-free medium which constitute the embryo development medium. Next plant hormone is cytokinin. Cytokinin produces globular embryo from initial embryos. The best example of cytokinin is zeatin. It is promotive when applied to embryogenic cells after days 3 to 4, transfer from the proliferation medium to ED medium, whereas BAP and kinetin have inhibitory effect on embryogenesis. High ratio of cytokinin than auxin induces shoot formation, and high ratio of auxin to cytokinin favors root formation. Other hormones like gibberellin inhibits somatic embryogenesis. Abscisic acid promotes embryo maturation and prevent precocious germination and secondary embryogenesis. Third is nitrogen source. Reduced form of nitrogen is the sole source of embryo formation. Next factor is polyamines. Polyamines are also involved in vitro and in vivo somatic embryos formation. Polyamines involved in the cell growth, proliferation and aging. Polyamines interact with negatively charged molecules, DNA, RNA, proteins. Of the three polyamines studied, putrescine showed the most drastic increase in somatic embryogenesis. Then the next factor is genotype. Genotype also effect on somatic embryogenesis occurs as for regeneration via shoot bud differentiation. Genotypic variations could be due to endogenous levels of hormones. Next factor is electrical stimulation. Exposure of explant to mild electric current for 24 hours promoted embryogenesis in alfalfa and tobacco plant. The electric stimulus seems to promote the differentiation of organized shoot embryo by affecting cell polarity through changes in organization of microtubules and induction of asymmetric first division. Now, what are the different stages of somatic embryogenesis? First stage is induction. In induction, auxin hormone, particularly 2,4-D, is used to induce embryogenesis. Requirement of exogenous auxin for induction of somatic embryos depend on the nature of explant used with relative concentration of auxin. Second stage is development. After reinitiation of cell division and a period of cell proliferation in presence of auxin, embryonic cells are released into auxin-free media. These cells are in the cluster of cytoplasmic cells called pre-embryonic mass of cells. Next stage is maturation. In this stage, the quality of somatic embryos with regard to their germinability or conversion into plants is very poor. This is because the normal looking somatic embryos are actually incomplete in their development. Unlike seed embryos, somatic embryos do not go through the final phase of embryogenesis called embryo maturation, which is characterized by accumulation of embryo-specific reserved food materials and proteins which impart desiccation tolerance to the embryos. Next, abscisic acid also prevents precocious germination and promotes normal development of embryogenesis by triggering expression of genes, which normally expressed during drying down stage of seeds. Then what are the types of somatic embryogenesis? There are mainly two types of somatic embryogenesis: direct embryogenesis and indirect embryogenesis. In direct embryogenesis, embryos initiate directly from explant tissue in absence of callus proliferation. In direct embryogenesis, no callus formation was seen. Occurs through pre-embryonic determined cells, where the cells are committed to embryonic development and need only to be released. Example: nucellus, embryo sac, etc. Specific. Then next is indirect somatic embryogenesis. In indirect somatic embryogenesis, cell proliferation, that is callus from explant, take place from which embryos are developed. The cells from which embryos arise are called embryogenically determined cells and forms embryos which are induced to form somatic embryogenesis called induced embryogenic determined cells. So these are the pictures of direct somatic embryogenesis, the different stages of somatic embryogenesis in different plants. And indirect somatic embryogenesis. In indirect somatic embryogenesis, first callus formation will take place. From this callus, then somatic embryos will be formed. So these are the differences between somatic embryo and zygotic embryo. Somatic embryos are formed by sporophytic cells, whereas zygotic embryos are formed by the fusion of gametic cells. Somatic embryos store less amount of embryo-specific reserves, whereas seed storage, proteins, carbohydrates are the characteristic features in zygotic embryos. In somatic embryos, a distinct suspensor is absent in somatic embryos, or even if it is present, it may not be functional as in seed embryo. In zygotic embryo, a well-developed distinct suspensor is present. In somatic embryos, embryos have no vascular connection with the cultured explant, whereas in zygotic embryos, embryos have vascular connection with the explant. Next point, somatic embryos generally lack a dormant phase and often show secondary embryogenesis, whereas in zygotic they do not show secondary embryogenesis. Next point is somatic embryos show high rate of propagation, whereas in zygotic embryos low rate of propagation than somatic embryos. Then next is advantage and disadvantages of somatic embryogenesis. What are the advantages of somatic embryogenesis? First, it is observable as its various culture conditions can be controlled. Lack of material is not a limiting factor for experiments. High propagation rate, soma clonal variations observed, germ plasm conservation, labor saving. Next is elimination of disease and virus. What are the disadvantages? First disadvantages is confined to few species. The somatic embryos show very poor germination because of their physiological and biochemical immaturity. Next, instability of cultured cells in long-term cultures is a major limitation in commercial exploitation and mass propagation of somatic embryos. Next is conclusion. Somatic embryogenesis is a model system for the conventional plant breeding, mass propagation, and the rapid genetic improvement of the commercially important crops. Next, the induction of somatic embryogenesis is being examined at the molecular level. Next point is several embryo-specific genes have been isolated from embryogenic culture of cereals, and several molecular markers were used to distinguish between embryogenic and non-embryogenic cultures. The future research for molecular analysis in somatic embryogenesis must focus not simply on isolating genes during embryo development but also on their biological significance. These are the references. Then, thank you.